All right, we are here. Thank you so much for tuning in for episode 1 of the new Pretty Journey, the Rise and Grind edition. We are going to jump right on into it. And so our first topic for the first video is going to be starting a business. So you want to start a business. Okay, let's talk about that. Now, basics, rule 1, what do you want to do with your business? Do you want to have a product? Or do you want to have a service? So if you're a service, you might be a beautician and you want to start your own salon or a barber, or you do a cleaning or stuff like that. If you're doing a product like I do distributing of jewelry. You can sell hair. You can sell purses. There's a lot of different things you can sell. So do you want to have a product and do sales, or do you want to have a service and go into the industry like that? My advice when it comes to deciding your business, if you're not sure which route you want to go, is to do something that you're passionate about, number 1. And most importantly, something that there is a need for. Now, I watch a lot of TV and do a lot of market research and do social media and stuff like that. And I'm always looking to see what's kind of popular, because you have these fad businesses that blow up and make a lot of money for a short period of time. And then you have other businesses that kind of grow gradually and last because of whatever they're doing differently than their competition. So you have to be willing to do your research when you want to start a business, and you have to decide whether you want to do a product or if you want to be a service. So let's talk a little bit more about products. If you want to go into a product, you have to be into sales. Now, when you get into sales, that could be your elevator pitch and your approach and person to person. You could want to do e-commerce and do a lot of stuff online, which would mean you have to get into a lot of social media marketing and influencers and stuff like that. And I do have separate videos for some of those topics, because like I said, these are going to be real quick, basic little hints. And if you need more information, please go ahead and get at me. But anyway, so products, sales. You could go that route. Now, when it comes to a service is a little different, see, because you are selling something, but a service is a different approach, I guess is a good word for it. So when it comes to service, you're focusing more on your marketing, trying to get people to reach out to you, or you try to take advantage of opportunities where you run into people to say, hey, this is what I do. But you also, again, like I said, do your research and pay attention to what's going on, know your target audience and where you want to go with that. So let's talk about demand a little bit more as far as marketing and research, and whether you're doing a product or a service. I see a lot of people who do the t-shirt thing, and they come up with their own designs. And when it comes to those sorts of products, they're popular because everybody wears t-shirts, right? But the market is so saturated that your t-shirts have to be really unique and really different in order to attract the right attention to where you can take up some of that market space, because it's very, very small because so many people are doing it. Now, when it comes to services in advertising and market space, it really again also comes down to quality and who your target audience is. Like some people who do hair, for instance, focus on just doing braids, because braids are really popular. You had the box braids and the lemonade braids, and they try to latch on to different things, and so those might be more popular during that time. Excuse me, I do need a sip of water. Give me a second. Yes, and she's looking fabulous. Ooh, how y'all doing? Anyway, so when it comes back to the services and what I was saying, you have to, do your research and know your marketing as far as if you have enough room for that service. Like there's tons of people who do hair. You go on Craigslist, you go on Facebook, it's always somebody doing hair or even nails. But what makes them differences is, the stuff that they offer in addition. And you go back to focusing on quality when a market is oversaturated. If you want to try to avoid market saturation and all that stuff, that means that you have to come up with a completely new product or service or something that people need that they didn't know they needed. You see that when a lot of people try to improve upon an existing product, like the toothbrush was just a toothbrush, but then somebody decided to put a motor on it, and now you have electric toothbrushes, and they're more efficient, and they're more this, and they're more that. So that's expanding upon an existing product. Or if you're super creative and really, really innovative, you have to come up with something completely different that nobody else is thinking of. So let's say the fidget spinner, for example. Who knew that you needed to, people fidget, do stuff with their hands, whatever. But the person who thought of creating a device to do that, it blew up. Now, was it a fad product? Yes and no, because we didn't need a fidget spinner, but you know, being able to occupy a space that nobody was really in, he was able to make the most and capitalize on that opportunity. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as well, because when you go into supply and demand and profit and loss, you have to make sure that when you are doing a product, especially one that no one's ever heard of, you need to have enough products so when you launch it, you can fill orders and not get behind and lose a lot of business by not being able to fulfill. So there you have it. Starting a business, few things to think about. Do you want to do a product or do you want to do a service? And if you do, what's going to set your product or service apart from everyone else's? We talked a little bit about market space and determine whether you're going into a market that's saturated and how unique your product has to be successful, or going a completely different route with that. If you are interested, please stay tuned for the next episode and get at me. We're going to talk about supply chains. Ow. Once again, I am Pretty P from the D, and I am your girl, and I appreciate you. If you are interested in business opportunities or business plans, marketing, consulting, that sort of thing, please get at me. I appreciate you guys. I will see you next time. Have a great day. You better go out there and rise and grind.